अग्नद मामा बाजियो परे अनुसार काओ खेत जो मांडियो सूरमा अब जूजन को दाओ सूरा सो पहचानिए जो लड़े दीन के हेत पुरजा पुरजा काट मरे कबू न छाड़े खेत कहाँ बोध प्रभ तुच्छ मारी बरन सकै महिमा जो तिहारी भावना सख्त कर सिफ्त तुम्हारी आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी भावना सख्त कर सिफ्त तुम्हारी आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Thank you to everyone that's come. So, recap from last week. We've been going for the past 5 weeks now, I think it is. I don't know what recording we're on now, but we've been going through the Jang of Chamkaur Sahib, the Battle of Chamkaur, which is famous throughout Sikh history. During the month of December, we remember all the Shaheed Singhs, particularly. So throughout the years of my life growing up, and I'm sure everyone can relate, we've always heard of Battle of Chamkaur. Some might have not even heard of it, but going through it for the past couple of weeks, we did it last year as well, but going through it this year in so much great detail, and it's getting recorded as well. Each one's been recorded. I think we're really lucky in that sense that we're getting to listen to it in this way. I did think that it was going to be only in December, that we're only in the December month, but because we're doing it in so much detail, it's obviously carried on into January. Next week should be the last week where we cover the whole itihas of the Battle of Chamkaur. So looking at the Sangat downstairs, I have been trying to do it English and Punjabi so everyone can understand, and I think that's a great way of actually if we do Punjabi mixed as well, we're not just fully relying on English as well, because some words that come out in Punjabi you can't find them in English, in Katha and stuff like that. So let's recap from last week, and then we'll continue on the battle. So last week, where I finished it, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji have written this beautiful history of ours. So for those that might not know who Kavi Santokh Singh Ji are, a great Gursikh, they were a student of Gyani Sant Singh Ji, who were the Mukhi of Damdami Taksal, a school started by Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. They were also the head Granthi of Darbar Sahib. So Kavi Santokh Singh Ji were their student, they learnt from them, and then they had a desire to write the history that we have. They did a lot of Simran, they got darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj blessed them with the ability to write down the history. They could see literally everything happening, like playing a movie. That's why in so much great detail. I remember going 2 weeks back to the Barsi of Baba Thakur Singh Ji and the Samagam of the Sahibzade in Birmingham. Gyani Jangbir Singh Ji from Hazur Sahib have come down. They were here and they were doing Katha. Gyani Jangbir Singh Ji's Katha on the Battle of Chamkaur, I'm not sure if anyone's heard it, is on another level. But even they were saying that when it comes to this Katha, it's a Katha for warriors, not cowards. And during this December month, when a lot of our own people that class themselves as Sikhs start celebrating other faiths' celebrations, something's gone wrong there. And people that think that that koi nuksan nahi hai, what's wrong with that? They'll say there's nothing wrong with that, but in turn you're doing your own self-destruction. It is something wrong with it, because it doesn't make sense that you leave this beautiful history of ours and look at someone else's itihas. But let's continue with so yeah, like I said, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji had the ability to write it all down. Kavi Santokh Singh Ji writes the history down, and then if you look at Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj writings, Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj have written in a Bani called Zafarnama, the letter to Aurangzeb. In there they write about this Battle of Chamkaur as well, and what Kavi Santokh Singh Ji write and what Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj have written, they match. So the numbers 40 Singhs in the Qila and 1,000,000 Fauj on the other side. The Maharaj have written that themselves. Kavi Santokh Singh Ji haven't got that figure out of nowhere. So Kavi Ji here write that the mothers and fathers are Tan, they're great, that have given birth to such surme, to such lions, to all the Singhs that were in the fort of Chamkaur with Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Because not one of the Singhs gave up, not one of them threw their shastras away, not one of them ran away. Not one of them turned their back to Maharaj in such a time where you might think that, yeah, running away, it logically makes sense because 40, you're massively outnumbered, you're massively outgunned, so it doesn't make sense to stay there and fight. But these Surme didn't run. So Kavi Santokh Singh ji saying that ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਪਿਤਾ ਧਨ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਸੂਰਮਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਨਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ. These things became the beej, the root of the Khalsa. There's thousands of bullets and arrows being fired towards the fort of Chamkaur, and the Singhs are eager to go out and fight. After seeing all the Singhs becoming shaheed, Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj sent out the Panj Mukte. Panj Mukte were the Singhs, were the 5 Singhs that got up after the Panj Pyare gave their heads. After the Panj Pyare gave their heads, Panj Mukte, they refer to as Panj Mukte, Bhai Ishwar Singh Ji, Bhai Deva Singh Ji, Bhai Tehal Singh Ji, Bhai Ram Singh Ji, and Bhai Fateh Singh Ji. So I'm not sure if anyone here has heard of these names before, that the Panj Mukte even existed, but they're there in the Qila with Maharaj. These 5 lines get ready to go out next, formed on the order of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. That's where I left it last week. Let's do Ustat. Let's praise Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj through Bhai Nandalal Ji's writings that have written beautiful poetry praising Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in many different ways, in many different words. When you read the translation to it, if you just Google it, Bhai Nandalal Ji's writings praising Guru Gobind Singh Ji, you can read it word for word, sentence for sentence, and the way they praise Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is really amazing. So let's do Ustat Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and we'll continue. Hak hak agaha Guru Gobind Singh, Shahe Shahen Shah Guru Gobind Singh, Shahe Shahen Shah Guru Gobind Singh. So these 5 lines go running into the battle next. Now Kavi Ji write, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji write, they write that it's a sea out there. So a sea of soldiers, and they enter this sea like a must hathi entering a water, creating waves. So you can imagine a hathi that's intoxicated in a way. He enters like a lake or a sea, and then the way the elephant will move around will cause waves. That's what these 5 Singhs have done. All 5 Singhs have got tegs in their hands that are shining. A tega is a certain type of kirpan sword that's really wide and really big, really heavy. All 5 have got that, and it's shining. The tegs are they're going to get bathed in the enemy's blood. And in Biras, like the Panj Pandavas, enter the battle of Mahabharat. So throughout our Sikh Itihas, Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj write in their writings in Sri Guru Dasam Granth Sahib, they write about the battle of Mahabharat quite a lot. They talk about it because it's relevant. And here Kavi Santokh Singh Ji is saying that like the Panj Pandavas, the 5 brothers enter the battle of Mahabharat, they start destroying the Turks, these 5 Singhs do. They start to hack and chop away at the soldiers. The Mughals start crying out in pain. Some of the soldiers' eyes remain open. That's how quick and clean they take off the heads, the Singhs do. Inne furti de naal or ser la dande ha. The shastras that they had were beautiful, sharp, drenched in blood. They're getting drenched in blood. Sangaji, these shastras are known as Jangi shastras that use in war. In fact, all the Singhs used to carry these at all times, not how it is now. Now is a bit more for show. And some of the things, I'm not saying looking down on anyone in any way. Sometimes you'll see people just carrying a shastra, and then if you open it, it's blunt. You can't do anything with it. Even the kirpans that we wear as these kirpans, they should be sharp. They shouldn't just be for show. Although what's the point of that? Koi fayda nahi hega uda fir, hai na? And these Jangi shastras, if you look at a shastra, even downstairs the display, we've got beautiful shastras, hai na? It's part of our qawm, that's part of our identity. Shastras are, weapons are. And so the 5 Singhs are going through the ranks of the Mughal forces. The soldiers don't know what to do. Mughals nu pata nahi lag raha kime kariye, what should we do? Then they decided to surround all 5 in big numbers from all sides. They surround all the 5 Singhs. The Singhs are fighting, and they have one thing on their mind. Ikkoi gall ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj are watching us. ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. Look at that buddhi, I was thinking, look at that soch, that mentality they had. That's what you call chaddi kala. ਇਹ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ all they care about is Maharaj sanu dekh rahe hai, let's show Maharaj how to fight. Not thinking that I need to block the next war, hope I don't get cut, hope I don't get hurt, mere sat na lag jave. Someone like me would be worried about that and then, fighting in that way. But these Singhs don't care about that. Je war lagda ya lag jave, je unada mass is getting cut up, then let that happen. But they're just thinking Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj are watching us. As they get surrounded from all sides, the Mughal swords start to rip into the flesh of the Singhs. Bullets and arrows hit their bodies as well as spears stabbing into them. Purja purja katta mere. What we said at the beginning, that purja purja katta mere, but never to take a step back. But not once did they take a step back. They just went further and further into the battle. In this way, the 5 Singhs become shaheed on this blessed land of Chamkaur. And I have mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again, that whenever you get a chance to go India, if you have not heard of the Itihas in this way before, you'll appreciate Chamkaur Sahib even more now when you go next time. Hopefully Maharaj Kirpa Karan, jado tusi jaonge Punjab next time and go to Chamkaur Sahib, go to there. Definitely go to all the Gurudwara Sahibs that are there, and then you'll appreciate it more. The Panj Mukte, 3 of the Panj Pyare, other Singhs have given their Shahidiyan for Guru Sahib Ji now. So the 3 of the Panj Pyare, you've got Bhai Mohkam Singh Ji, Bhai Himmat Singh Ji and Bhai Sahib Singh Ji. The Mughals retreat again after this season, and they say amongst themselves that, I said this when the Katha began as well, when we started the Katha, that this Jang, this Judd is unique in the history of the world. The enemy even praised the Singhs. ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਸਤਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਣ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਉਸਤਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੀ. They say ਇਹ ਖੁਦਾ, what are they made of? ਇਹ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਬਣੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਇਹ. The Mughal army had 7-foot Pathan soldiers. All they knew was how to fight. ਜਿਹੜੇ Pathan soldiers, see, all the Mughal soldiers, they were trained in this way. They were paid soldiers that trained day in, day out. They were praising the Singhs. The arrows and bullets are flying through the air. The arrows make hissing sounds like snakes as they go through the air. The remaining Singhs still firing arrows and bullets from inside, and whoever they hit, they fall to the ground. Kaviji say, on one side, there's 40 who haven't eaten properly for many months. 40 ne ek passe, jo changi tarah khada pita nahi hega kai mahiniyan lai. On one side, you've got 10 lakh, 1 million Fauj, who came and attacked without any notice. They came and attacked after they broke their promises. The Hindu Pahadi Raje, they promised on the go, they broke their promises. The Mughals, the Musliman, promised on the Quran, but they broke their promises as well. The Devte in their realms hear of this. Jere Devi Devte ya, the 33 crore Devi Devte that get mentioned in various different granths, they hear of this, that there's only 40 standing against 1 million. This is unheard of. The Devte then get together and they talk about it. Ek dooja na galbaat karde a ki look what's happening on the earth. Jithe hoya devlok vich oh gal karde a. This is different realm, and they're sitting there talking about this. That how are 40 standing against 1 million? 10 lakh. They say that this is anoka itihas that's being made. Anoka means unique. History is being made. The Devte are shocked that in this age of Kaljug, ki Kaljug de samay vich ek ki ho raha hai, keme ho raha hai, how is it happening? We should go and see this. Asi ja ke dekhiye hai. They know that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj have got powers, and they say, we know Guru Sahib Ji don't show their powers however as well. But how are they making the Singhs fight? How are they in ladde kidaya? The karamat that they're showing is beyond our understanding also. Jere devte ne, ona nu bhi nahi samjh lag rahi. And these devte spiritually on another level, but even they don't understand how is this being done. How are the Singhs not getting scared? All the devte make a plan to go and see the Judd themselves. They say, let's go. The devte then came to the land of Chamkaur. They see so much dust all around flying, from all the horses galloping, from all the soldiers running. There's so much dust all around. They see so much blood around. As they look around the battlefield, as they look around this Tarti of Chamkaur, they look towards the fort. Through the dust, they can see that fort. And then in the fort, from the fort, then they can see the tower. And then in the Atari, in the tower, they can see Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj looking magnificent, looking beautiful, sitting in that tower. And then as soon as they get a glimpse of the Kalgitar Padshah Maharaj, they all bow down towards Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj say, Gur jaisa nahi ko dev, Jis mastak bhag so laga save. That there's no Guru, there's no Devta like Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, there's no Devta like our Guru Sahib Jis. They do Namaskar and they witness the Jud, the battle, and they say Kamala. Wow, they say this is amazing, this is. There's 40 Singhs, but they aren't getting scared by looking at the million. It darde nahi hege. Inne 10 lakh fauj nu dekh ke. Kavi ji then described the sounds. The bullets are being fired from both sides. The Singhs from inside the fort and the Mughals are firing the bullets. The tegs are clashing each other, smashing into armor, metal hitting metal. Blood is coming out of the wounds from the soldiers. The Devte were witnessing it anyway. Oh, ta dekh rahe sige, the Devte. But now the 84 Siddhs and now Naths have come as well. We've been going through the Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan for the past 3 years in the Friday Night Sikhi. And recently we learnt who the 84 Siddh were, the 84 Siddhs, and who the 9 Naths were as well. It's been recorded. Even Evi aake dekhde ne jang nu. Devte, all the Devte are in the Akash, in the sky. They are bowing towards Guru Sahib Ji, Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And in the sky, you can see their Prakash, you can see this light that's in the sky on top of the Tarti of Chamkaur. This Jud, this battle is very bhayanak, is very scary. There's jackals roaming around now, eating the flesh of the dead soldiers. There's crows and vultures picking away at the mass. All the warriors, what they want to do is fight. That's all they care about. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੂਰਮੇ ਆ ਸਿਰਫ ਜੰਗ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਲੜਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ. The big crows and vultures are screaming as they eat the flesh of these dead warriors. Rivers of blood is flowing and the whole land of Chamkaur is covered in blood as if there's a veil of red chadar that's been put on this land of Chamkaur. Bhai Daya Singh Ji and other Singhs fold their hands, go towards Maharaj in the Kila, in the fort, and they do a benti to Guru Sahib Ji, to Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and kende Maharaj benti asi karni hai. Maharaj, we want to make a request to you. Maharaj, leave this place. Tusi itho chhad ke chal jo. Whatever way we can find, Maharaj, escape from this place, Maharaj. Tusi itho chhad ke chal jo. Singhs are giving Shahidiyan, Maharaj, for you. They gave Shahidiyan in the most beautiful way, Maharaj. But Maharaj, we need you. Maharaj, qaum nu thodi lod a. You can make many Singhs like us, but we cannot make a Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj like you. You are unique. Tusi tuwa, we can't make another Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Maharaj, tusi leave this place somehow. Itho chhad ke chal jo tusi. Guru Sahib Ji then listened to the benti and they laughed, haspe, and said, tusi ajay tamasha vekhya nahi hega. You're not seen the true tamasha yet. You haven't seen the tamasha. And this made me think, and I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, when we're upstairs, that Maharaj will say this to the Singhs. And I was thinking, look how amazing these 40 Singhs are going into battle and the way they're fighting. Ajay Baba Jeet Singh da prasang auna, Baba Jujar Singh da bhi auna hai. Par ek jaake kiਵੇਂ ਲੜਦੇ ਆ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਐਦਾਂ ਵਾਹ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਵਾਹ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੜਦੇ ਆ, we get amazed at that. And I just thinking that just imagine if Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj had come into that battle that day. But Guru Sahib Ji are hinting that they will go into the battle as well when they say, Ajay tusi tamasha nahi vekhya. They say, you carry on with the jang, tusi jang jari rakho, teach them a lesson. Hearing this, the next Singhs get ready to go out. Moor Singh, Kirat Singh, Anand Singh, Lal Singh, Kesra Singh and Amolak Singh. Eh Singh tayar ho jande ya to go into jang. They think, we aren't going to get this mauka again. Eh dobara mauka nahi milna hega. Again, ithe fere eh dobara Sangh ji socho. Look at the buddhi, look at their soch that these Singhs have. They're not cowards. They're not getting scared in any way. They think that then we're not going to get this mauka again. Eh mauka dwara kado miluga sanu. This chance will come again. If we get shaheed today, then it's Guru Sahib Ji's khushiyan. Asi sanu khushiyan mil jangiyan Guru Sahib Ji diyan je asi ithe aj shaheed ho jange. The Mughals that were running towards the Qila, these Singhs kept them at bay. They kept them far. They saw them running towards them. And his Singhs sare jaake bar, they run out towards from the gate. They go out into the open battlefield. The Singhs took out the kirpans and they start running towards the army. They start slicing and chopping. Vad ke sitti jande ne Mughlanu. Whichever soldiers come in front of them, they take them out straight away. It's like they never existed in the first place. That's how much they're destroying them. They're roaring and pouncing on the Mughals. They get surrounded from all four sides as well. But then when they roar and jump forwards, they get annihilated. The Mughals get scared and they jump back. They're showing their strength in front of their Isht in front of that Guru Sahib Ji that they love most, Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Then the enemy from far, basically, because they're not able to control these things the way they're fighting, then the enemy from far with their spears, they start stabbing, because the spear, jada barsha hunda ya, you can attack someone from a little bit of a distance, but depending how big your spear is. With their spears, the Mughals, they start stabbing into all the things. They keep on stabbing them. Their flesh is getting ripped off their bodies. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਸ ਬੋਟੀ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਬਾਰਛੇ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. After getting wounded time and time again, after their flesh is being ripped off, these things also become shaheed in front of Guru Sahib Ji. And with Biras, they also go to Sachkhand. The things that remain inside only have one thing on their minds, and that's to go out and destroy as many Mughal soldiers as they can. Just think of it, just think about it for 1 second. Ek din tusi bhukhe reh ke dekho. Try and just survive, like not eat for 1 day. How do we become? How do we feel? 2 din reh lo, 10 din, we could probably most last a week. These things haven't eaten for many months. But look at the way they're fighting. And look what they've got on their mind as well. Ki Maharaj de more asi shaheed hona chahna hai. Let's go out and destroy them. Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj from the tower Atari vich baithe ne, sobde ne, they look beautiful. To help the Singhs, they're shooting with their arrows. Nahar Khan was a great Mughal general. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜੇ ਮੁਗਲ ਸੈਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਹਰ ਖਾਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਆ. He's 6.5 foot tall, massive chest. He's got a huge chest, shatiod inni chodiya, and he's got huge arms. He was a known warrior throughout the Arab lands, throughout the Mughal forces. He was a known warrior, and he was feared in the battlefield. Aimi nisega general he Nar Khan jehda si, he was Sher Muhammad Khan's brother. Sher Muhammad Khan o si jado chote sahibzade nu shaheed kita siga. Wazir Khan and Suchanand came up with a plan. Let's give the Chote Sahibzade to Sher Muhammad Khan, because his brother Nahar Khan was killed in battle by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. So let him take revenge. And then Sher Muhammad Khan said, "A galt gala is against Islam. What you're doing is wrong." And then he left the court of Wazir Khan. But Nahar Khan is Sher Muhammad Khan's brother. Nahar Khan in battle took out a Molak Singh and Kesra Singh. Jehde Singh pehla aaye sige bahar, he took out all of them Singhs. After they became shaheed, Nahar Khan advanced forward, and with so much speed, he got close to the wall. Furti de naal, pair tarti de utte lagan nahi ditte, that's how fast he was. He had a desire to put up the ladder against the wall, enter the Qila, and take Guru Sahib Ji's cease off. He had a desire in mind, I'm going to take Maharaj's head off. Showing his strength and shouting their war cries, Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, he ran towards the Qila fast. Ikdam Qile kol chal gaya, he came forward. Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj see him coming from the corner of their eye. And they write in the Zafarnama, the letter that ended Aurangzeb's life. Because in the end, Maharaj, by Daya Singh Ji, by Taram Singh Ji, take this letter, Zafarnama, the letter of victory. They take it to Aurangzeb, and Aurangzeb reads that letter, read the translation, read the meaning. When he's reading the letter, when he gets to the end, ਉਹਦਾ ਪਸੀਨਾ ਨਿਕਲਣ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ. He's sweating. He's thinking about his life now. He's thinking, ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਬੈਠਾ ਇੱਥੇ? What's this Guru doing? How is this Guru affecting me like this? And as Rai gets to the end, he wants to die. He wants to leave his body, but he can't until he says these final words, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And he's not able to say that words. His daughter, his daughter's wise, his daughter's learned, she's learnt about Islam, and she does her panj namazah, she does her 5 namaz a day, and she believes in Allah, and she respects and fears Allah. And she says to her dad, she goes, Abu, look, you need to say these last words, then you won't suffer, just say them. And that's how Aurangzeb's death happened. Because Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj asked by Daya Singh Ji, can Daya Singh, Aurangzeb nu assi kirpan naal chatkaiye, shall we kill him with the kirpan, or shall we kill him with the kalam, or shall we kill him with the pen? Maharaj by Daya Singh Ji kende Maharaj thodi mauj a, par enu kalam naal maar do tusi. Just right, that's how much power Maharaj have. Aaj bhi Singh read Zafarnama in their Nitnem. And they write in the Zafarnama, Guru Sahib Ji wrote, they wrote, Chu di sam ki nahar be amad bajang, chashidam yakke tir ban bidrang. I saw him coming and he was greeted with one of my arrows. So Maharaj is writing about Nahar Khan, saying that Nahar Khan came forward and he was greeted with one of my arrows. Then Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, with so much speed, they grabbed one of their most beautiful arrows, one of their sharp arrows. Nahar Khan, with his shield and sword, is running so fast, and he got close to the main doors to put the ladder up against the wall. Then Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj shout, lalkarde ne Nahar Khan nu, and they shout in their thunderous voice, Nahar Khan, before you enter a lion's cave, you should come with a coffin on your back. You should come with a white sheet, because that white sheet signifies your death. Get strong, takda ho ja. Then Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj pulled the bow back to their ear, and they let it go, and the arrow ripped through Nahar Khan's chest, straight through, and digs straight into the ground. Nahar Khan goes flying back, doing a somersault backwards. He fell to the ground with such a loud thud, dropping his shield like a tree falls and makes such a noise. That's how this Pathan fell. Aiming Isiga Nahar Khan. The other soldiers saw this great general fall, and they get scared, thinking that we will be greeted with that next arrow. They don't even dare look up. As soon as they see their general fall with so much ferocity, with that arrow coming and ripping his chest open, they get scared and they think that the next arrow is coming towards us. Another general, Khwaja Mardood, his younger brother, was close to the wall of the Qila. He sees his brother get shot by Maharaj. He also sees that Guru Sahib Ji about to get another arrow ready. And then what he does, he then jumps back. He jumps back against the wall, and then he gets into the canal, the sewer canal, getting scared. Jira ganda nikalda hai from the Qila, he gets scared and och luk janda hai. Khwaja Mardood, this big general, this supposedly big general that was feared also on the battlefield. Guru Sahib Ji write also in the Jafarnama कि आ ख्वाजा मरदूद साये दीवार नया मैदान मर्दाना हवार. कि Khwaja Mardood hid himself behind the wall. He did not enter the battlefield like a brave warrior. Guru Sahib Ji then further say in the Zafarnama, Darega agar ruhe o dida mein ba yak tir lachar bakshida mein. Ki if I had seen his face once, one of my arrows would have dispatched him into the abode of death as well. Sangat Ji, read the Zafarnama. Guru Sahib Ji themselves described this amazing battle. The way they've written it in Farsi, in many different languages for Aurangzeb. So Khwaja Mardood is hiding, fearing for his life. Oh, dar ke beh janda hai, luk janda hai. Khwaja Mardood jehda hai, general ek badda jarnail ona da. He stays hidden. Other soldiers watching. Firstly, Nahar Khan has been killed, and then Khwaja Mardood is hiding. Now you can imagine everyone's losing hope. Janebi Fauja, they saw this big general fall, and now they've seen big general die, and now they can see that their other general, Khwaja Mardood, dar ke beh gaya. Everyone is losing hope. They all go back and they start firing their guns from far. Aur piche nu bhaj jande sare Mughal sena jehdi a, and aapde bandookan naal goliyan maarde a duron. Khwaja Mardood remains hidden. The soldiers laugh. Even some of the soldiers, his own soldiers, are laughing at him, and they look down on him. After this, throughout his whole life, everyone just always laughed at him. On ek paasyon, he knows that if he sticks his head out, his head's coming off with the arrow, Guru Sahib Ji's arrow, his head's coming straight off. And then on ek paasyon, he's not even retreating, he's not even going back. Inna dar ke beh janda ya. Gairat Khan, another general, then sees his soldiers laughing at Khwaja Mardood, and then he gets angry. Oh, gusse cha aa janda ya, Gairat Khan does. And then he advances forward with so much anger. He also runs as fast as he can. He got to where Nahar Khan was, and then Guru Sahib Ji saw him also coming, and then they got their arrow ready. A very sharp arrow, pulled it back so hard, it hits him in the same way also that it rips through his chest. He falls back too. Khwaja Mardood is so scared by now that he dares not even run back. He's a proper coward. Kaira Khwaja Mardood. Other soldiers start to hide also. Jehdo naal si ke Khwaja Mardood de jinni bhi fauj si, oh bhi dar ke utthe beh jande, je luk jande, they're against the walls of the Qila. Wherever Guru Sahib Ji look, they're firing their arrows, killing at least 10 in one go with their arrows. Afsos di gal is very disappointing when you hear people say, when I say people, I don't mean just normal people, you hear kathavachaks, these like Mahan kathavachaks from stage where thousands of people are listening to them. They'll say
or this didn't happen. How can one of Maharaj's arrow kill loads of people in one go? That's not possible. Logically, it doesn't make sense. Asi kinni bari ithe Friday night Sikhi keh chukke hain that logic doesn't even come into Sikhi. If you want to use your logic, you've already lost the game. Then we've said that Dharam Sikhi starts where your logic ends. And if something's beyond your understanding, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Guru Sahib Ji can do anything. They've got beyond Shaktiyan. Why can't one of their arrows kill thousands? Why can't one of their arrows go through hundreds in one go? Maharaj can do anything. Maharaj goes beyond Shaktiyan. Wherever Guru Sahib Ji look, they're firing their arrows. In this way, Guru Sahib Ji have killed thousands of the Mughal soldiers. Around 20 Singhs have given Shahidiyan outside. Half remain inside. They're still shooting with their guns and arrows, and enemy is still falling. They try their best to attack the Qila, but they can't do anything. How many times have they tried to attack? How many waves of attacks have happened where they've tried to take over the Qila, try to get into the Qila, but the Singhs have stopped them. The Singhs stopped them from inside first, and then now the Singhs, every time the Singhs come out to fight, they push all of them back. Then they go, do this, edda karo. Everyone attack all at once. Ekku wari tusi halla ikkathya ne karna hai. How can they handle all of us in one go? Kei mar jange, so what? But half will die, half will get into the Qila. This is the moment we can capture their Guru and then get rewarded from Aurangzeb. After hearing this, they all get ready to do another wave of attack. And they all advance towards the Qila, the Chamkaur da Qila. This one was a very big attack. They're shouting, Maro, Maro, Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad. They're shouting their war cries. As they're shouting, bullets and arrows start flying again. Blood is being splattered, soldiers falling down to the ground. Then Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj see this, see them coming, and then start shooting their arrows with so much speed that when they release one arrow, the arrow goes through 10 to 20 soldiers. By the time that first arrow reaches the first soldier, the next arrow is also coming back straight away. That's how much speed Maharaj is shooting their arrows. They're killing over 20 with just one arrow, and then now there's piles and piles of bodies and piles of horses' bodies, and then some alive under the piles of bodies. They get buried alive. Uthi mar jande ya, because there's so many bodies getting piled up. Now Kabiji described that there's a mountain of bodies, and the blood that's coming out of the bodies is flowing down like a river from a mountain. Guru Sahib Ji with their arrows made them all turn back. So Guru Sahib Ji themselves on their own, they turn this back, this wave also that goes back empty-handed. And they start thinking, Ya Khuda, kariye ki asi, what's happening? Their Guru alone is killing thousands of us. Only 40, 40, pukhe reh ke ho bhi, kariye ki asi. All the generals have another meeting, ek hor meeting kar diya ho, because hun oh kabra gaya. At first when they reached Chamkaur di Tarti, they thought by speaking to the farmers that there's only 40 in this Kachi Gadi, there's only 40, we'll take over this Chamkaur fort within a couple of hours. Koi said baddi gal nahi hai ki sadi lai. But all the generals have another emergency meeting. While the meeting is happening, more Singhs come out of the Qila. 6 Singhs on horses come charging out towards the Mughal forces. And by now, Sangaji, you can imagine how amazing this would have looked. That the Mughal soldiers, time and time again, have been turned back. Their generals have been killed. One of their generals is still hiding. Or dar ke beh gaya. You can imagine how they're losing morale. They're losing hope. And now they see 6 Singhs on horses coming towards them. Imagine how they would have felt. Imagine what would have been going through their head at that point. Singhs look so scary. The Mughals, seeing them coming towards them, they lose all hope. Some freeze out of fear. Singhs with their kirpans, with biras, with that warrior spirit, not caring about their lives, they take off the arms, they take off their heads, they fall, spreading blood everywhere. Whichever direction they go, the Mughals run back. You can imagine whichever direction they're going towards, Mughals are running back. They're turning their backs towards the Singhs and they're trying to run away from them. They say, let's shoot them from far. Don't let them get close. Nede na aun deo, tusi bandukan use karo aap diyan. This way, Singhs are coming out to fight and they give their shahidiyan. And these Singhs also give their shahidiyan in this way when they get shot by thousands of guns and thousands of bullets rip them apart. More than half of the Singhs have now given their lives for Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Standing close to Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj are the 2 Sahibzade, Baba Ajit Singh Ji and Baba Jujar Singh Ji. They wished to come out and fight, also fight with the Mughal forces. No Peer, no king, no one has ever sacrificed their children and sent them into the battle themselves. If you look at Itihas, if you look at history. Inside the Qila, Tana Baba Ajit Singh Ji come close to Guru Sahib Ji. They come forward with this in their mind, that I wish to go out and fight with the forces. Sangat Ji, these are our ancestors. Sada itihas that we're part of this very family. Kalgitar Pacha Ji and Sahibzade, this is our family. Je tusi apne aap nu Sikh kahonde ho, if you say that you're a Sikh, you're part of this. You're part of this history. You're part of Baba Ajit Singh Ji who coming out to fight. Baba Ajit Singh Ji come forward and they place their matha on Guru Sahib Ji's beautiful charan. They do matha take to Maharaj. They fold their hands and they look towards Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, who are looking, even after so much has happened, Maharaj still look really beautiful. Baba Ajit Singh Ji look towards their father. They fold their hands. Guru Sahib Ji say, Puttar Ajit Singh, Sach das sanu, tell us the truth, Sach jas tere man vich kiya. What's going on in your mind? Guru Sahib Ji Joda Puttar spoke and said, Hey Pitaji, the tradition that our family follow, that moment has come where I wish to also fulfill that tradition. That tradition of being a warrior. The forces that are coming forward, Maharaj, with your kirpa, Pitaji, with your blessing, I wish to take them back. I want to push the forces back. I wish to obliterate them. Hearing this, Guru Sahib Ji get happy. They get pleased. And I was just thinking when I heard this, I thought, wow, Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, only you can do this. That your son has come forward and he wishes to go out and give his Shahidi, and Maharaj are getting happy. Their father's getting happy that my son's about to go out and give Shahidi now for the Sikh Qaum. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they get pleased and they say, Puttar Ji, pala hove. This is great. If this is the case, then go. You go into the battle and fight. Get the highest of status and become a Vasi of Sachkhand. The world will sing your praises, Ajit Singh. You are the great grandson of Tan Guru Har Gobind Ji Maharaj, the grandson of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. You are from Tan Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj lineage. Go into battle and make their name shine. Take things with you and go. We are a Qaum of warriors. Kshatri di Qaum aasi. Always remember this, Ajit Singh. Hamesha chete rakhni ki tu surma. Ajit Singh Ji, just like Abhimanyu, young like you, went into the battle of Mahabharat. Go like that. Face them and become Shaheed. Don't show your back. Now in the movie they show different. Jinhane bhi movie dekhiya Char Sahibzade, it's decent, it's a good movie. But och keme dikhaunde Baba Ajit Singh Ji in the final moments, they take out their chest and then they get hit with a few arrows and then they turn their back towards the Mughals to look at. That's all made up. Edda nahi hoya. Maharaj is saying, don't show your back towards them, face them and then become Shaheed. Guru Sahib Ji say, become Shaheed in this way, then the world and the next world will sing your praises. After hearing this, Tana Baba Ajit Singh Ji get ready by adorning the weapons that were given by Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj themselves. What's going to happen next, Sangat Ji? We'll have to wait till next week. I do apologize. I thought I was going to go into it today, but I've been listening to the Katha for the past 3 days, like going through the Katha, and I thought I did so much, written so much, that we'll be sitting here for a lot more longer. But it's swad feri aunda, anand feri aunda if you go through it this quick. But I thought it's a good point to leave it on, and it'll get us ready for when Baba Ajit Singh Ji go, because next week Tana Baba Ajit Singh Ji go into Jang with the Singhs. Tana Baba Jujar Singh Ji see their brother and then they go into Jang, and then all the rest of the remaining Singhs give their Shahidiyan, and Tana Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj listen to the Benti of the Khalsa, and then they leave the Qila. If I made any mistakes, then Sangat Ji, please forgive me. All I'm doing is, Edda na koi soche. I don't want anyone to think that, yeah, he knows so much. The truth is, I haven't got that much gyan. And I've said this to Paji Huni and stuff like that. All I'm doing is I'm listening to the Katha, line for line, I write it down, and I'm just denying to you. As you get different types of Sikh, you get some Sikh that jinhane kamai kiti hove. Unhone aap kamai kiti hai, they've learnt it themselves through reading various different granths, learning how to do Katha. kamaing it themselves by doing Barney. You have them type of things. And then you have regurgitating things, Sikh, jere hunde a, that listen to the katha and then fasana deida vakiyanu. I'm that type of Sikh. But this is the amazing katha, this is the amazing vadiyai hai Kabir Santokh Singh ji diya and Guru Sahib ji diya, yeah? So we'll leave that there today. Has anyone got any questions to do with Sikhi, to do with the Battle of Chamkaur, or generally to do with Sikhi? We could have a good discussion for about 5 to 10 minutes. If anyone has got any questions.
That's just something I took away.
But you're bang on. You know the one of the reasons why we started off the Friday Night Sikhi was for one of the reasons was for this exact reason, right? Even I still think it today to this day, in it, like, and I just said it as well, that ਸਾਡੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ, our history is like this. Where are we going wrong? I don't understand myself. Where are we going wrong? Like, this amazing history, we should all be like, but then I don't know. I said earlier, na oh Bani di to main kaya siga wo I don't know where it is now, but if someone can, is Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj talk. And that we were discussing that sentence with Singhni when I was going through the katha. Ki Guru Jaisa Nahi Ko Dev. That your Guru is so special. There's no Guru like this. But if you're pag, if you're karam, if you're fortunate enough, then you only get that. Anna? So if you're paga change, but that's not to say that someone might say that, oh, that means my fortune isn't great, the next person is, and that's why I'm not in Sikhi. If you start thinking like that, then that's a bit of a wrong mentality to have. If you're thinking you're not near Sikhi, then do that benti to Maharaj ki Maharaj, make my pag like that. Maharaj mere pag edan de bana do, make me come close to Sikhi. Why wouldn't Maharaj listen to that? Why would Maharaj say no, tenu thodi Sikhi deni asi? If you show that pyar ek wari Maharaj nu dikha do, hai. I don't know what else we could do different, what else we should do, or what are we lacking that prachar ho nahi reha. Is that what it is? Ki prachar ho nahi reha. But I don't know, there's so much resources out there now. Kinna kuch hega ajkal, but yeah, with me and my mate Harjeet Singh always talked about this, that that time when we were living in the jungles, where we were getting literally hunted and there were prices on our heads, awesome, that we were so chardi kala then compared to now. And we haven't even got like prices on our heads or that kind of threat. I could go into a chola into work living in this country. We're free in a way. We're not totally free. I know we're not totally free, but we're free to an extent. So what threat have we got that we're not keeping our case, or we're not coming into Sikhi, we're not doing part, we're not doing Simran? What threat have we got? I don't know. I'm not sure. I listened to one Singh's katha on YouTube a couple of days ago, because I was trying to find this line. I was trying to find this line for ages. And Bali Singh, I think if you could correct me, but it comes in. I'm not sure if it comes in Pant Prakash, but the line is. I'm not sure how it's said exactly, but the line translates to that. Sikhan de bachche, they learn how to wield a sword before they learn how to even tie their dastara. So what's that saying to us? That this rich history of us of doing jang and being warriors were in our children. And hon ajkal, how do we bring our children up? That's where we might be going wrong, right? And that Senghor went on to say one thing which made me think. People might be disagreeing with this, but they say that jira shahidan da meena hunda, especially December, we remember the Sahibzade shaheed hoye. You have these tunes, you have these songs that kind of almost touch or make you emotional and make you cry, right? They say jo shaheedi hundiya, eta chardi kala is a chardi kala thing. It makes you more biras ki shaheediyan prapt kitiya. It should make you more biras rather than making you more like crying in a way. And he was touching upon the lines that we've been given that so much. We've been given that, and then he also talked about how we've been so influenced in the Western world, especially Western world. Tashaddo, it's a influence hona hi hona ya. But even in India, you get so influenced by Christmas in the December month. Ki wo video tusi sare dekhi honi hai. Quite a lot of you must have seen this video years back, that this press reporter or this presenter was going around Chandigarh and with a mic, and she's asking people, random people in Chandigarh, name malls, that what's special about this month. And these Sikh Punjabi but Najwan jehde they saying it's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas. One said it's Shahidan di Meena, and they said, okay, can you name the Char Sahibzade? He goes, no. Char Sahibzada ne naam nahi pata enanu. They don't know the remember if he's there, like. But then I think it comes down to the parents that does, huh? If you ask the parents, have you taught them that? Because some Naujwans do say ki sade maa pe ne sikhaya nahi, it's their galti. That means as parents they need to take on that responsibility then. Teach your kids. It's still not too late. If you think that, oh no, sama gaya or whatnot, no, you shouldn't think like that. You just start learning yourself, start teaching your kids that as well.
I think that's a very valid point. I think people don't know about English history.
Yeah, they don't know. And when they do know about it, then that brings them on. That brings them onto the path. One of the things, yeah. And that's why we have these, we've got Friday Night Sikhi, we have like Gatha in English, we've got so many resources online or whatnot. I don't think we've got any excuses. I think it becomes that laziness, ki chhaddo para or whatever. Let's finish off with doing Simran. That's how we would do it downstairs, and then we'll call it a day. I'd like to do a benti to Tanunis Benji and Ektos Benji if you could lead it. Could you two lead it today together? Yeah. It'd be nice if you two did it. I suppose everyone wants to hear my voice all the time, and it's not that nice when I do the Simran anyway. So if this is Carlo, I could do it. Or if you want to sit there and do it. Carlo, Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,